Okay guys, so welcome to the next part. This will be longer because this was longer than I thought because yeah, scripting is not fast. You have to like think a lot and you make a lot of mistakes, and that's why. And I want to explain everything so everyone understand. So that's why they are that long. But I will try to like split them into uh, like 15 minutes max or 16 or something, not above 20 minutes tutorials. So okay, first thing is that the first ball is stuck inside the player, and if you don't want that, you just have to go to player VFX and let's go to set.position script, and basically we just want to add 1 to the eye when we are layer pick. So we want to wrap it inside the parentheses because we want this to be first in calculation. So we add 1 because we want the first dot to be 0.2, like 20% between the start pos and end position, because the first iteration of the loop, the I index is 0. That's why it's multiplying 0 by dot gap, and it's returning the start position, and we don't want that. So that's the reason why we add 1, so it will be 1 at the beginning, and we'll get the 20%, 40, 60, 80, and 100 at the end. So let's see if it works. And you can see that it works perfectly. You can see the dot even that is following my cursor, and I will keep it the previous way because I prefer the previous way. And also there's one thing that I want to tell you that will be I will keep it as 1 as I, just only I, because it will be better when we will smooth out this line. So this is the part when we smooth out this dot, this line. So I hope you will watch the introduction. I will say it at the beginning of the series that you should watch it, because I gave it an explanation there, like briefly, but now I will give it more deep explanation. So what do we need? We want our line to be smooth. So let's make a space for the variables that now we need to define. So I will add a property that is called space. Basically, thanks to that, it will make a space between the variables. And also I will add a property that is called header. Oh, it's not a property, it's an attribute. Okay, so I forgot the name, that's why I call it a property. It's an attribute. So basically I want to name this section as maybe line variables. What the hell, variables? I hope it's correct. So you will see it later. So let's define variables that we need. So we will need an animation curve, and this animation curve will be actually responsible for rendering our, to making our line be smooth. And we want to name it follow curve. Also, we want a public float that will basically have a speed of our follow of our smoothing. So yeah, this is it, I think. So let's go back to the project and let's see what they are. Once the script compile, you should see that here we have the space that I was talking about. So there's a space, and there's a header that's called line variables, and now we have these two attributes, follow speed. So I will set it to be 5. I don't know why, just because. And the curve I want the curve to be this, the last one. And if you don't have the last one, you can just pick no matter what one, and you just right click on this and click edit key. You want the value to be 0 at the end, so it will get something like this. And now we want to add a key at the middle, so just click somewhere in the middle and right click on it, click edit key. We want the time to be 0.5, it will be exactly at the middle, and the value will be 1, so it will be something like this. And now you just have to rotate this tangent, we call it tangent, to be somewhere, to be like perpendicular, straight like this, and this is also straight, but this is not straight. So you want to rotate it till they are straight. So something like this. It's okay. And okay, I will give the explanation once I finish writing the code. So just keep it that way. Basically, this curve will be the same as the follow curve of our line. So let's save and let's go to the script. Let's scroll down. Okay, we want to specify the speed of each dot, so how fast it should get to a target position. So we will create a local variable called smooth speed, and this smooth speed will basically, we will get it from our curve. So we will get follow curve, we will access it, and we will write evaluate. And basically evaluate is a function that gets the value of the curve at the time that we passed in. So as you saw on the curve, the middle point, which is time 0.5, will give us the value of 1 because we set it that way. So I want to get the value of the current I want to get the value on the time, which is our I times m.gap. So this will basically get the percentage that we were talking about. So if this will be 40%, we will get 0.4. The time will be 0.4, and we will get some value corresponding to that. And after we evaluate it, we want to multiply it by our follow speed, so it will be following it faster. So now, once I'm thinking of it, we will need this variable that I was talking about earlier. So we will have to write, like, we don't need it, but it's good to have it because it will be more clear. So we will get the position of our dot, so this will be the same as this part, so I'll just copy it and just paste it. So we will have the position of our dot. And now we don't want to assign the target position, so we don't want it to snap exactly, we want to have some smoothing to it. So we want to write m.array. The left side will stay the same, so it will be transform the position, and now we want to assign the smooth value. So to assign a smooth value, we want to lerp. So we want to lerp, you can use vector3.lerp, but we are doing it in 2D, so that's why I'm using vector2. So we want to lerp from our current dot position, so that's why we have dot position, and we want to lerp to our target position. And the speed that the speed will be our smooth speed, and we want to multiply it by time.delta time, because because we want to make it independent from the frame independent. So let's go back to the project and let's see. Let's now press play and see what happens. So as you can see, something is not right. You can see that the lines are here. They are following my cursor, but with some smoothing, but it's not looking correctly, and it should be the other way around. So the middle dots should be following my dots more slowly, and the end should be snapped to the position that I clicked. And there's also the one dot that is floating, and yeah, we have to fix that. So if you want to reverse that, so the middle dots will be following more slowly, I will change the dot amount to be bigger, so it will be more easier to see. So let's click here. You have this 10 dots, and they are lining up correctly, but you can see that the middle dots are falling faster. And this may be the effect that you want, but no, I don't want it. I want to reverse it. So to reverse that, we have two. There's a lot more ways to do that, but you have, I think of two. You can basically reverse this curve, so it will start from 1, it will go down to 0, and then it will go up to 1 again. But I don't want that way. I will do it inside the script. So in order to reverse something, you just have to take a whole, like whole 1, and just subtract it. So you have 1, which will be our whole value, and we want to subtract the follow curve evaluation. Like, we want to subtract the value from this, so we will get the reverse. So if you, for example, you get a value 0.3 from this, and if we subtract 0.3 from 1, we will get the reverse value, which is 0.7, and that's why we are subtracting this value from 1. And I wrap it into the parentheses because we want this calculation to be first, and then we want to multiply by follow speed. So follow speed will be calculated at the end. So now let's go back to the script. Let's see. So let's click. Let's see. So now you can see that the end dots are following me more faster, which is good, and the middle dots are following more slowly, and this is exactly what we wanted. And now we just have to fix the issues with this dot that is staying in the same place, and also they are following very weirdly. So why is that? So let's go to the curve. So basically, at the beginning we have a value of 0, and at the end we also have a value of 0. And in script we have this lerp, which is basically multiplying our smooth speed with time.delta time. But if smooth speed is 0, because we can get a 0 from the evaluation, so this can return us a 0. If we multiply it by follow speed, we'll get a 0. And that's why sometimes smooth speed can be 0. And for that reason, if we multiply something by 0, we will always get a 0. And that's why this is always sticking to the start position. So the beginning dot and the end dot should be in place. They should be in place, and that is the reason why they are staying in this place. And to fix that, we can again do some tweaking. So as you can see here, we subtract by 1. So to get a 0 from this, the evaluation should be 1. And now if we go back to the curve, we can get 1 only on the 0.5, and the rest is smaller than 1. So if you want this to never be a 0, we can just drag this a bit down. So I will click edit key and it will give a value of 0.8, for example. So this will be never greater than or equal to 1. That's why it's subtracting 1 from the maximum value will never return a 0. So now if we subtract 0.8 from 1, we'll get a 0.2. So basically we will get some smoothing always, all the time. So now let's see if it works. I hope it does. So you can see now that we have each dot, every dot that is, they are all following our line, and it's super nice. So they are following a bit too slowly, so you have to wait. That's why we have this follow speed variable. I can increase to 20, for example. So let's see, they are following very fast, like right now, as you can see here. They are very fast, but you can see that the middle dots are still following too slow. Like they are still too slow. They are too apart from the family. And to fix that, you can just change the max value. So you can again click the key at the middle, and you can just change the value to be, I don't know, 0.5 is okay. And I also don't like the curve, and you can also tweak it, which is very great. So you can just now drag it more up, so it will be more rounder, and I will drag it from the both sides like this. So now I should get something more cool looking. So this is what I want. As you can see, it's very smooth, fast. It's not slow. You can see that they are following fast, but there's some smoothing, and this looks very nice for me, at least. You can play with it if you want. I will change. I think I will keep it, or I will change it to 30. Let's see. Yeah, 30 is okay. I think 30 is nice. It's a good number. Yeah, and you can see they are smoothly following. I don't know if you can see it, so I will maximize the window. And yeah, it's a bit laggy because I'm recording also, but normally it should be smooth. And if it's not smooth, then we just have to use the different type of lerp, and maybe in fixed update, but I don't know, or in late update, but we'll see. So what else can we do? So one problem, as you can see, if I clicked the dot, you can see that the line is following me. So it shouldn't follow me. Like you can see that it is smoothly going from the previous position to the current position. So you can keep it if you want, but I don't want it. I want to change it, so they will not be visible after we click them. So we want to disable them basically. So to do that, we have to let the dot start position. So we want to make them snap basically. So we will go down here, and I will call it method public void set dot start pause, and we will pass in start position, and I will call it pause. And now let's move down because you can't see it, and I will write a for loop again. This is the same, so I hope you now understand at this point. So we want to assign each. Do I have this function? No, I don't have it. Okay, I thought I have the same function. So we want to access the array by passing current index, and we want to get into its position, and we will assign it to pause. Now let's save the file. Let's go to the player controller script. Okay, let's call it here. After reset player pause. So basically we call this function and we're just passing the position where we clicked our mouse button. Yeah, and it works. So it's a good thing that it works. So I think, guys, that will be it for now. We'll make more in future videos. So we'll make the ball pulse and we'll make the trail. So thank you guys and see you in the next one.